Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll start with the protocol for the public forum. I will just read what the protocol is. Okay, our protocol is to limit it to 5 minutes per topic. Discussion or comments about town employees, agency members, or volunteers shall be avoided so as not to violate individuals' rights. There is nobody here for the People's Forum, public forum. So we'll go right to the minutes from our December 21st meeting. Are there any questions from the minutes from December?
Were you able to get more help for the food pantry?
No, not really.
It's kind of a hard season.
Yeah. But so far so good. But we have Barbara and whoever else we can round up to go in and check dates and whatnot. But yes, we're okay. Thank you.
Anyone else? No? Can I have a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, then we'll go right to the director's report.
Well, Happy New Year, I think. We're paying for not having all that snow, and now we get it now.
The roads aren't bad.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're pretty good. And I have to say that the parking lot at the senior center is
Really?
Yes.
Wow, I was
really?
Yes, it was really well done.
Wow.
So I need to send kudos off.
Guess we can't complain.
Right? No. I know it's good. It's very good. So I'm appreciative for that. Let me start out by saying a huge thanks to Sutton Police Department for the heads up on the uptick in scams that are hitting our area, as many areas, once again, very hard. One of our officers stopped down to talk to the groups that were in the building at that moment. So they were able to reach the people that were in the computer club. They were able to reach the people that were playing cards in the dining room. So we're going to kind of rotate them in and out to grab groups, and then we'll do something also for online so that you can watch it, internet or public access. So the thing is that I take for granted that I feel that we know if somebody calls you, you don't do business over the phone, that you don't accept what anybody's saying, and that if you're uncomfortable with just hanging up, or you can always just say, I'm sorry, I'll call back, I'll call back the number that I know and see if this is legitimate, and then hang up. But the bottom line is, no matter what, you don't give out information. In fact, there was a woman that was in the card group who voiced the fact that she went and got gift cards and paid some bill with gift cards. and that was quite a bit of money, like $3,000 in gift cards. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So,
Were they acceptable gift cards?
yeah, I mean, what?
They advise you just to go to, like, Walmart,
Yep.
pick up the gift cards, then they'll call back, and
Yep.
they take the numbers, and
Ah,
they're all legit.
really?
And they're gone.
Yeah.
They're gone.
Yep. So, yeah, we don't do that. Also, things pop up on your computer. So if you're at home and you got something on your computer and then you have a virus, call this number or click this link, and then suddenly you're putting in all kinds of information. They're going to charge your account to get this virus off your laptop or whatever. So again, another scam. If you can X out of it, that's great. If you can't, close it up, and you can give us a call if we're open. If we're not, you can certainly call Sutton Police Department, and they will be more than happy to take a look and see what's going on, because honestly, they just did a wonderful job
They
in
really did.
advocating.
It was clear, it was concise,
Yes.
and it was just, it touched on quite a few things.
Yes.
And I could see everybody was really
Yeah.
all ears, really.
I mean, they're going
Those of
really
us who
over
were
the
there.
top. Just when you
Excellent.
think you have it all down, they come with
Excellent
another
idea.
thing.
Right.
So your Social Security is, we want to increase your Social Security. So we need to confirm your Social Security number and your benefit card. And of course, no, they're not going to call. They're not going to call you. Nobody's going to call you. And if they do, you can say thank you and hang up on them, and then look up another phone number. Or if you have an invoice, if they're calling from like National Grid or the oil company or whatnot, take your invoice and call that number. Don't call a number that came up on your caller ID. Don't call a number that you think is the number, because it's probably a scam. So, but we're here to help you navigate through that, so you don't lose a lot of money or any money, because that's just horrible.
It's sad to say, but many still are, even though there's
Yes.
a lot of info out there, and a lot of us are aware of
Yep.
it, but we just, I guess, never think it's going to happen to us.
Right.
Or that we
and they
would
just sound so good now.
Yeah.
It's not the usual a voice that sounds like it's from another country. They, I think they're probably hiring just, anybody, right, Americans to get on the scam. You don't need to buy COVID tests. They'll call and they ask you if you'd like to get some COVID tests, and you can get them for free if you just give us your Social Security number, your Medicare number, so we can bill through Medicare. No, you want COVID tests, come down to the senior center. So we're just trying to make sure that people are aware that it is on the rise once again, and they're just finding new creative ways of taking your money. So honestly, if you have any questions, or if you get a call and maybe you're able to get a number, you can always jot that number down. We can alert Sutton PD, just so we have some sort of paper trail and knowledge of what's happening. So if you happen to catch that phone number on a caller ID or whatnot, if you could grab that, that'd be great. It's probably not a number that's going to stick around very long, but at least we're trying to do our part in doing that. So again, Sutton PD, thank you immensely for that, and making us aware that in this area it's getting bad. So I did the roundtable program discussion, and I think it went pretty well. So some new and old ideas will be showing up. Upcoming in the months to come. There'll be some exciting changes on the horizon. So please keep in mind that I can't always accommodate our schedule and other people's schedules with people who do the programs with us. So I'm kind of sometimes at the mercy of what they have to offer us and when they have to offer it. So just bear with me with that. So we'll do our best to try and reorganize it if we can. So there's a lot of choices out there, and these choices are making me gray. So
it's always good to try some of the new things, but some just don't go over, and that should be understandable.
Yeah.
It really should be. I mean, you try. We've tried others in the past. Some succeed.
Yeah.
Some don't.
Well, some take
good.
a longer time.
Yes, they
to
do.
kick
Yeah.
in.
Right.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
You can't
Absolutely.
expect it to
No.
work in a week or
No.
Right, right. We've had a lot of inquiries for cribbage, so if anybody's interested, give us a call, and we'll take your name and number, and we'll gather all those people that are inquiring about that, and I'll meet with them and see what day and time might work best for them. But we have several inquiries on cribbage. Also, if you're out there in TV land or anybody here that would like to try something different or bring back something, let me know, and I'm more than happy to put up like a sign-up sheet so that I can call and gather those people that are interested in something. So just to let you know, we'll try to add some new things that you want. Feel free to come to me anytime, and we'll see what I can make happen. Once again, I have been given the ability to help folks that are income eligible with their heating bill. And that is $350 off of their heating bill, oil, electric, whatnot, that you use to heat your home. And you have to be income eligible for that. I just simply fill out the paperwork and take your information, your bill, and the fact that you meet that income, and I send it over to the bank, and then they make the determination from there. So it's not me giving out the $350. It's coming from the bank, and they vet all that information themselves. I just package it up for them and send it over.
Is this a one-time thing from Hometown, not fuel assistance?
Right.
For X amount of money?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
and where do the people, how do they know if they're eligible? Are they contacting you?
Yep. So out in the newsletter, and you'll see something online. Hopefully we'll get something out on public access to let people know that it's here. Let's sign up as many people as we can to give them help. It's really going to be a lot of word of mouth. It's not specific just to seniors. So if it's a family that needs a little assistance, or but they have to be from Sutton. So, and thanks to Bank Hometown, because this is, they've done this several years in a row now, and I'm grateful that they let me take that over to make sure that Sutton residents got a fair shake. So I'm really grateful for that.
Excellent.
I'm also available to assist people in signing up for food stamps, which is the SNAP benefits. And really, when you come to sign up for SNAP benefits, I just need your income and ID, and your best bet is to bring me any bills that you have that come in, like water and sewer, whether you own your home, your taxes, because they take all that stuff into consideration.
And your food.
Right. And then I'll make a copy of all that stuff and send it in for you. So certainly if you're out there, don't go without. And if you think that you might not be eligible, you very well might be. And it may be only $20 a month. But it's something, and it's worth trying to, once again, continue supporting these programs, because they're use it or lose it, and we want them to come for, have this available for future generations. So anybody that needs help with that can certainly reach out. If you're looking for extra fuel assistance, I can certainly assist you in filling out the application for Worcester Community Action Council and their fuel assistance process. Really, that's me just gathering your paperwork and sending it to them. I don't have any further say in what happens there, but I can get that over to them to take some of the burden off of you or the person who's applying. So again, give it a try and see what you can get as a helping hand for all these things. And please pass the word to people that you know, because the more that it's out there, the more we'll be able to help folks get the things that they need. And that goes along with the food pantry. The food pantry is available to Sutton residents, and you can feel free to either come to the center or give us a call, and we'll gather some information. We'll check your ID to make sure that you do live here in Sutton, and then some simple paperwork as to what we have on hand and what you need. If you're uncomfortable about that, or you know somebody that's just has a lot of dignity or very humble about it and nervous about coming there, you can certainly tell them, or hopefully they feel that they can give us a call, and I could set a time for them to come that we know there's not going to be anybody around, so that nobody sees them. And I've come to really respect that, especially the past few holidays. So
That's nice to let people know that it can be done privately,
Yes.
or one-on-one.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
yeah, it's
It's tough for some
it
people.
is. It is. I think we do a nice job in trying to,
Be discreet.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
that's good.
But when people pull up and they're taking their cart of food out, and there's glasses that are coming out,
Yes.
and they're oh, that must be somebody using the pantry.
I know.
So, needless to say, we can schedule it around where there's not a lot of action going on.
The best thing that ever happened was the Mike Chizzy
Yes.
addition.
Yeah,
there.
absolutely.
A lot of privacy, which is important.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep.
Very good.
Yep. So it's wonderful. And again, thanks to Barbara, who's keeping the list up to date as to what we need. So that's really good. Let's see. I'm considering having another roundtable discussion, and I need your help with that on how to get our Sutton seniors give them the ability to safely grow older in town. We're always discussing how a lot of folks just don't want to move away from town. If they sell their house, there's really no place for them to go, and that's their limited income. That's what they have. So, maybe we advocate for senior housing, or, something along those lines. But in addition to that, I'm talking also sidewalks, crosswalks, transportation, shopping, handicap accessibility, and so on, that would make this town easier to grow older in. So we're kind of going forward, we'll look into that more and take some notes. But I'm looking for some board members that would design a questionnaire or a suggestion survey, or aging with dignity in Sutton. It would be a flyer that I would mail out to seniors in town over the age of 60. And just asking them what they feel is important to them, or whatever you feel should be asked, what we should be asking seniors on, what would help you grow older in this town. No experience necessary. You don't need to put anything on a computer or anything. If you just sat down and jotted some stuff up, I can certainly make the flyer and have all that done. I think it's more important that it comes from you rather than from me, because again, it goes back to
there.
Right. It goes back to that life experience thing, and I think that if somebody reads it and says, "Oh, it's so and so from the COA board, let's read this," rather than here's Michelle.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I know it's, oh, I'm sorry. I know it's been mentioned several times that there's going to be senior housing or built. Has anything come further on that you know of?
Not that I'm
in this town.
Right. Not that I'm 100% aware of, but I'm going to refer over to Wally.
Yes.
Wally is the man.
There's none that I know of. There's an official senior housing situation going on. Different things pop up here and there, but actually there was one on Ormsby Road that we did approve. That was like, I say talking the planning board, and that was like 3 years ago. But then the developer ran into some issues with developing the property, and right now I would call it in abeyance. I mean, it could go forth, but it'd probably be modified. If it is modified, then they have to come in front of the board again. But that, it's, right now, it's just there. It's on
Everything's in
hold. Nothing
limbo.
there hasn't been one shovel full of dirt. No trees have come down, nothing. So, we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
And that'll probably be 2 or 3 years even after they get started before anything would be available.
Right.
And there's no other multi-housing coming up in town?
There are things talked about, but I really don't, until something gets official and gets presented, I don't think any conversation
Right.
is moved. It
Right.
doesn't really mean anything until we
Okay.
do get a presentation.
Right.
Okay. So along those lines of the last board meeting that we had, I considered maybe pulling in Jen Hager and Jim in on a conversation about our concerns of hoping that we have eventually senior housing. And I say senior housing in the sense of like an Orchard Apartments because I know that it is income based and it's senior.
That's what we need.
Right. So I just want to keep you in your town. So I will meet with them and see if I can get a time, maybe one of these upcoming board meetings where, they could come and we could just voice our concerns to them, and see what happens going forward from there. So
It wasn't Orchard a state plan?
it is. It is. Yeah.
Are they doing it? Are they doing any more down at Orchard Estates as far as,
There's no room.
Yeah.
I don't mean just the laundry.
Right. Oh,
Drives me
yeah.
Crazy.
Right.
All those people and those few washing machines and dryers that they have down there, and they have to walk out in the cold weather and the rainy weather to go to the laundry. That I can understand at all, and I don't know why they haven't done something about that.
We have to bring it up.
Yeah.
once you-
That,
I know that they have board meetings down there, so the Housing Authority has meetings, I believe, monthly, and residents can go if they feel comfortable going and just saying, hospitably voicing their concerns, because I think it's all in how you present something. But yeah, so hopefully they feel empowered enough to speak up at like an open forum at their board meeting or directors meeting. So
it's a little surprising that the size of Sutton, that we really only have that one senior housing units. I mean, you hate to compare it to
Right.
other surrounding towns,
Yeah.
but I mean, that's just one. How many units are there, by the way? Does anybody know? 40?
Yeah.
And if you really think about it, it was built 50 years ago.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, it's
1970
antiquated.
It was 1973, so that explains
Right.
what they're thinking about with, laundry facilities back then compared to today.
Right.
And we've had occasion to go into some senior housing facilities in Grafton, right the next town over. There's no comparison.
right.
And Grafton keeps, they started, I don't know how, they've got at least 2 that I know of, and I think they might even have another one. They've got
Perhaps,
we've
yeah.
got 40 units, and they've got like 130.
It's just
I know they're bigger
surprising
than
all
we are,
these
but-
years. Yeah.
If you figure that out, we're say 9,000, they're say 18,000
Right,
total
right.
population. They've got a lot more senior housing. And again, it's the people that we visit are longtime Grafton residents.
Yep.
They either grew up there or they live
Right.
there, or
Right?
things, they lost their spouse, or something. Something's happened, a normal aging thing, and yet they can stay in the same community.
Right.
And
That's one of the things with that round table. You're thinking, it would make people, if they could not stay in their own single-family home, that's an option. They could still live in the town and still
Yeah.
be a part of it,
Yes.
and close to family, friends,
Yeah.
all of that. So
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully, people in the know out there will bring in more housing for the elderly. Seriously. In a few more years, so at least started. Anyway,
Right.
very important subject, I would think.
I could reach out to the state housing and see if they have anything in the works, or if there's somebody that we could do a presentation to as well. So I'm sure there might be. I'm sure there must be. So anyhow, really, it's just a questionnaire to send out to our seniors to see how we could better serve them in town, to make it easier for them to stay here and live happy and healthy. So anybody like to volunteer? I won't put you on the spot right now, but if you want to come and see me later, that would be great. It's really just you guys, whoever, it's just sitting down, writing out a few ideas, and I'll just, just take and flyer it up from there. So.
That's an excellent idea. The round table that we had for activities and things, that was really good.
Yeah.
But if this is going to be a flyer that could be mailed out,
Yes. Yeah.
You can get even more response.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
very good idea.
Maybe also, not just the board, do another round table,
Mm-hmm.
because it was a variety of people.
It was.
I think a lot of ideas came in.
Yes. Yep.
And maybe
It
if
did.
we had one more of those meetings,
Sure.
all of us
Yep.
could come up with suggestions
True.
about the questionnaire.
True.
Okay.
I think.
That's.
Yeah,
I'm willing to try it. Yeah.
Because it was very
Yeah.
successful.
I enjoyed it. It was wonderful.
It was well received,
They
yes.
really wanted to.
Yes, they cared. It was nice to. It
And
was
just
nice to
about
see.
everybody there, they spoke up. They gave
Yeah.
either their
Right.
opinion
Yep.
or asked for something or said they want to see. Very well response.
Yeah.
Good response.
I
Yeah.
think if we did another one of
Sure.
those,
That's a
you
gr-
could
yeah.
come up with the questionnaire.
Okay.
We could come up with the questionnaire.
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't mean you.
Right.
Well,
that's
No,
it's okay.
And
Yes,
then
it is.
have it the questionnaire from the board.
Yep. Absolutely. That's a
Right.
good idea. All right, I can certainly I can plan that in the February news,
Yeah.
because I got a little space there. So, thank you. I am trying some new newsletter formats, and they are web-based formats or templates, so that I have the ability to work on newsletters and flyers when I'm not in the office. I have the ability to right. I have the ability to do certain things, but you need to have either Apple or Microsoft because they don't like working together. So I always get in a pickle with that, and I'm sure there's a way around it, but I don't have time to figure that all out. So this new, well, it's not new; it's new to me. These newsletter formats and templates are just wonderful. So. You'll notice that the newsletter, I don't have it fully here yet. I did send out, if anybody came to the roundtable, I had a preliminary one. There's a couple of things on there that I need to change up, so nothing catastrophic.
The format will be similar to
Yes.
that, the
Yep.
February
It was
newsletter.
very nice, and
Yeah.
it was large enough
Yes.
to read.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it
really
was.
good.
Thanks. That's the whole thing about the large enough to read. It's not because I'm trying to fill space, but there are a lot, right? There's a lot of inquiries, and I'm trying to support the fact that people really have a hard time seeing. So
True.
the font has to be a certain font, and the size needs to be, it has to be a certain size to make it easier. Maybe not 100%, but makes it easier for people with vision impairments. So you'll notice those changes in the newsletter. If you did get one at that roundtable meeting, just know that there are a couple of things in there that may change from time to time. Well, actually for the February news. So the newsletter is available on the website. I'll try to do a little bit better of a job of getting it up there a little bit earlier. I always forget when I print it that you need to update the website with it as well. So hopefully I can remember to do that. And I think this will be the determining moment, but it'll be available on the website. It'll be available at town departments. So with the increase in postage to 63 cents a stamp, I say that I'm no longer going to mail newsletters. I will do it. I'll make exceptions for those that don't frequent us a lot. So that's going to be a little bit of a work in progress, but there are a lot of names on there that come religiously that can just easily grab a newsletter. And now that I have a better template for it, it shouldn't be a problem in getting it out easier, because now it's just a matter of going in and changing the information and printing it out.
Are there copies of our newsletter at like different places around town?
We used to do that. We've gotten
Yeah.
away from that a long time ago. But I'm going to approach the library once again here at Town Hall, and some down at Orchard Apartments, if they have in their community center, if somebody could drop those off. So.
Because I noticed several of the, not in Sutton, but like the podiatrist and certain places, dental offices.
Yes.
They'll have some in there. It's not feasible, I think, to do it all over the place. but
Right.
sometimes maybe.
A doctor's office might be, nice here in town to do it.
And something like that, or a dentist or something. And it's just a few, because, I mean, would be,
Right.
cost quite a bit, too, to make extra copies and
Right.
bring them. And you have to have somebody who brings them around. So
Yes.
sometimes it's good.
But you have to remember, a lot of these places stopped having anything at their offices because of the COVID. You can't touch anything. So they don't always have things available.
They're coming back.
I don't.
They're starting to come back.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't seen that, in, I don't think for a year or so. But like, for instance, Hometown Bank, now, of course, that is based in Millbury, but they have like the Millbury Senior Center, I think, a few of theirs. And it's just a few. It's not a big stack.
Right,
But,
right.
sometimes somebody who doesn't know much about a senior center or wants to know, gee, I wonder what else goes on there.
Right.
So it's just a thought.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
a great idea. I can reach out to those businesses, local businesses, and just give them a couple of copies to have on hand.
That's
Yeah,
all.
good idea.
Because we've been getting some complaints of people that are just coming to the senior center that have lived in town forever and never knew about the
Yes,
senior
it's
center.
true. It is true.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
true. Yeah.
Just the other day.
And that is true. And I've heard that for a number of years.
Yeah, but, I mean,
People.
it's
Yeah, and
more-
that is true.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, it might be good for people to know, especially people who are just became, say, retired, and they could be like 65 or 63. Sometimes just a phone call to a senior center, doesn't even have to be Sutton, but maybe say, do you put out a newsletter? Could you send one to me? I'm just
Yes.
interested to know. Or if you're driving by, ride by and say, could I see your newsletter? When I see some, like in a surrounding town, I just like to pick it up because
I
like,
love it,
I
yes.
like to see what they offer.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I find that
Yes.
interesting. Not
Yeah.
that I go there, but I
No,
find
but
it interesting, yes. So.
And everybody can support and feel comfortable about supporting all the senior centers in the area. Frequent them, see them, see what
Absolutely.
they have
Yes.
to offer, and do, please, because that is, again, that's choice. It gives people the ability to not just have to stay in one spot. And maybe you need something, some support for something, and you don't want to maybe come and talk to the, certain senior center. You're not comfortable in sharing your information, but maybe that other town you'd feel comfortable in talking to. So we all work together. So I
True,
think it's
and
fantastic.
more people are learning that you're welcome at all the senior centers.
Yeah,
but
I
I
hope
remember
so.
not too many years ago, people who would go, say, winter in Florida or something, they would be actually surprised. They'd say, "You mean you can just go into any senior center?" And I says, "Believe me, they will welcome you for their activities and things." And they say, "You don't have to belong." And I says, "No." I says, "Nobody has to belong." I said,
We're
"Just
state
go."
funded, state and local funded, so it all trickles around. So
That's right.
if you're a taxpayer, you can come,
Yeah.
or maybe even if you're not.
You'll get some
I think
publicity
maybe
out
that
there.
flyer going out, the survey flyer, anybody over the age of 60, that might help to shed a little light on what's going around.
Or they could pass it on to relatives.
Yeah.
Maybe if somebody young happened to see, well,
Right.
younger, 45 or something,
Yeah.
so they probably send it to or give it to an aunt or a neighbor and say,
Yes,
look
yeah.
what's available.
Yeah, good point,
Excellent
yeah.
idea, yeah.
So again, if I will happily mail a newsletter out to any folks that don't frequent us a lot. But I'm trying to, get away from that just a little bit. With that increase in stamps is a little bit much. Right now, it's once again time for me to submit the annual report to Sutton, as well as the Executive Office of Elder Affairs. And that's all a numbers game, huh, Wally? It's all about numbers. So a reminder to anybody who comes to the senior center, even if you just come in and let's just say you come in now for a cup of coffee or to hang out, please scan the card or ask how you can scan a card or get a card, or we can log you in under a visitor, because it's all about how many people we're serving when I go to apply for grants. So I went to apply for a grant maybe like 2 weeks ago, and I know I have more people than that was what was showing up on the paper. So I couldn't apply for it, and I know that I see more people that come to specific things, and I don't know. So
Are
get
they
a card.
forgetting to scan? Or?
Possibly, or some are resistant to
I
scanning.
think some of them just go past the thing. They don't realize that they have to use it.
Really?
Yeah,
So-
yeah, because I've seen people. And
Yeah.
I ask
Yeah.
them, aren't you going to scan? And then
Thank
they come
you.
back.
Yes.
Okay, but maybe we need a sign on the door for a while,
Sure.
asking everybody to scan.
Yeah, please don't forget to scan. Right.
I'd like to keep these
And
classes for
even
you.
if you're just here for nothing.
Yes.
They just here for information.
Yeah, information, visiting, yes. Yeah.
Because sometimes when our classes get canceled and they go on another day, our class isn't noted, so that's what I do. I
Okay.
just put
Yeah,
information.
yeah, because it's
So
still,
I'm
yeah,
at least
it's still a
counted
number
that I'm in.
added.
Right.
Absolutely, yes.
Perfect. So that's that. Still working on two grants to continue to bring maybe even more programming to the center that hopefully we wouldn't have to pay for. And some programming some funding to help us do caregiver support. And that wouldn't be caregiver support like I said the last time, of us sending over an aide. It would be me contacting a local agency and saying, we have X amount of dollars. Do you have somebody who goes to a home and they can do their intake process, however they do it? So hopefully I'll have some funding for that, because I know some people would really just like to maybe take a shower, or maybe run down to the grocery store, or go to the doctor, something like that, and they would have somebody professional to wait with their loved one.
If you got grant money for that, you would just call an agency that
Yes.
does that,
Yep, I
so
would-
that there would be no problem of
Yes, yep,
somebody
yep.
saying,
and I would give
sending to my home.
exactly. I would give the person who is interested in that caregiving, that little respite piece, some local agencies that agreed to do this, and then you can pick and choose from there, because I don't want to pick just one particular one, because we really don't support one particular thing. So that would be the decision of the caregiver. But hopefully I get some funds for that, because
And a
there are a few
person
people.
needing that, an occasional caregiver to come in, would they have to meet a certain criteria, like be, for lack of a better word, lower income? Or?
No.
Depends
just
on the
be-
agency.
Right. But if if we're paying, if I get the
But
funding.
it would come from your grant money.
Yes.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
So it might be once a month or once in a while.
Right,
I don't know.
occasionally,
Or as long as if I get the funding and I have.
Guidelines can be set
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't want to limit it to just the low income folks. Anybody who's taking care of a loved one at home needs a little.
That's very important, and
Yeah.
I hope you get the grant
Yeah.
and it can continue,
Yeah.
because sometimes some people just need some
Just need a
temporary
second.
help.
Yeah.
They might be recovering from something but not have close relatives or a spouse or something, and they just need some help, say, in the bathroom.
Yeah.
With a shower
Yep.
or something like
Yep.
that. So that's
So
excellent.
let's
Good,
keep our
very
fingers
good.
crossed for that. The last thing, I'm attending a seminar today, actually, on free tax assistance, because AARP is not, once again, doing tax assistance in Sutton. This is like the third year in a row. I know the pandemic, we kind of had a few, and then it's trickled off from there because they don't have enough volunteers to make the circuit around. So there are certain areas that have it and certain areas that don't. And I just think it's important. I get a lot of phone calls about, can somebody help us with our taxes? Paul had sent me a list of places that are doing tax prep. So, however, this one, I believe, would be through the state. I'll find out more today. On that class. I had reached out to them asking if there was any sort of support services for seniors needing taxes, and I kind of got roped into, we'll see what happens with this. So hopefully, I have some support for those seniors who just need some assistance with their taxes.
So can seniors from one town go to, if they're having it at another town, another senior center?
I would assume so,
You
'cause
don't
it's-
have to live in that town to go there?
I'm gonna,
Run by
yeah.
AARP.
Right, if AARP does it, you can, any town can
anyone
go.
can
For
go,
the
but-
several years now, we have kind of been the hub for that
Yes.
with the local towns. And unfortunately, there's just not enough volunteers out there
It's too bad.
to
A
support
lot of
that
people
program.
want and need that help.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And although we have some local places, you have to, put up the money, $150 or whatever it is, $200 to have it done. So let's keep our fingers crossed. I'll have some answers for that before February 1st, hopefully. So,
Good. Are there any questions? Any more questions, Renee?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm back to my numbers again. And I think we mentioned it, but have you had the opportunity to start recording hours that are spent on the food pantry?
yes. So Tim has been working with the people, the My Senior Center program, in putting together a page that would be for Barbara, myself, Diane, whoever's in the pantry doing any work. We log it in.
Log it in.
So, we used to, and quite oftentimes, write how many people are coming in, but it kind of gets lost in there or misplaced. So at least this way, if he can get all that together, and I don't see why that's not going to happen, if we log it in, then we're really going to know concrete numbers, and I'd be able to print it out in a heartbeat to anybody who knows. It would also include how many, not names, but how many people are signed up and registered at the pantry, because that changes from time to time. Sometimes you ask me and I'm like, oh, you have like 100, and then sometimes I can tell you 5, that are using it religiously or occasionally, whatever. So yes, the long answer to your question is yes, we're going to try and do that through the My Senior Center program. And that way we don't lose paperwork and get lost in that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And if you want to go over to the February
Happenings.
programs. Yep. I went to this format because I continually make mistakes on a calendar format. So this just kind of makes it a lot easier for me. And I think maybe perhaps for anybody who's needing to see it rather than trying to read it in those little tiny squares.
Will the continue to be similar?
This will definitely,
Excellent.
our
Because it
100
really shows you
Yes.
at a quick glance what's available.
Yep.
Very good.
So this is a daily, and this is the
Yes.
special programs that we have that you can come to. And we have a lot of nice programs, I think, coming up. I think that people will be interested in. 2 of them have been asked. People have asked me to run these, so here we go. The Sutton Library continues to come down the first Wednesday of the month, and they do a wonderful job with that. So feel free to come down and meet with the librarian, get all the information that they have, learn about their programs. They got a lot of great stuff that happens down there, and she is just super, super friendly. So
a question about that. So that's not like the book club, because the book club is at the library. So what
yes.
does she do? She just tells
She
you
brings
what's going
brings
on?
in a
I
whole.
know it's popular.
Yeah, she brings in a whole bunch of stuff.
Lots of books.
Yeah.
Audios. Everything
Yep.
the
Nice.
library has.
Yep.
And you can ask her questions.
Yeah. Or just sit in there and
The
chat
head
with her.
librarian,
Yeah.
so if she doesn't know.
Listen, you're
Yeah.
going right to the
Nobody does.
right to the source with that one. So try to support that, and feel free to touch base with her.
And she'll also, if you call her in advance or email her, she will bring the book down
Yeah.
when she comes.
Wow.
So you can
Very
pick it
nice.
up at the senior center instead of, if for some reason, like me, never comes up to the town and always goes to senior center,
Yeah.
she will bring down the book.
Yeah. They also have a wonderful support system of where they'll bring you a book to your house.
Yeah, I was
Right.
just
It's a
going
home
to
delivery.
ask if they still have
They
that.
do.
Yeah. That's
They do.
excellent.
does
I
that.
use it all the time.
You
Yeah.
do?
And they
Good
have
for
these
you.
nice totes that they bring with your name,
Really?
the name tag on it. And
Wonderful.
on Tuesday, Matt calls up and wants to know if you want any books or things like that, or do
Nice.
you want to pick up and all. And on Wednesday, during the day, someone will come and bring you books and take what you have back.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
If you don't read it
That's
that
great.
first week, you can
Yeah.
hold on to it.
Hold on to it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, it's very. Oh, yes.
It's not necessarily a book. They have audios.
Yeah,
They have
yeah, they have
videos.
Yes.
Somebody told me
Avid
DVD
readers,
players.
that's important to always have a book available.
Right.
Yes, right. Right.
They also have crafts that they do.
do. They do. They've got a lot of stuff, a lot of cool classes and things that they offer. So, hey, listen. Again, it's
And
a
if you don't
service.
have a library card, she'll sign you up.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah. So good programming down there. Feel free to support it.
How about her electronic stuff for e-books and Blu-ray?
Yeah,
All that.
all of that.
Yep.
All you gotta do is ask for them.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. They've got a bunch of stuff, whether you come down and see her on the first Wednesday of the month, or even if you just give them a call over there at the library and ask for Shannon, super, super hospitable. So,
They also have a metal detector that can be
Loaned out.
loaned out.
really?
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
You still do that?
Yeah.
I loan them out.
Waiting to hit it big.
But I was surprised
Yeah.
from a library. But
I believe they have telescopes too. I'm not certain if Sutton does it, but I know that Worcester does, because I'm kind of a little bit of an astronomy geek, and you can borrow a telescope at some places, at some libraries. So that's, I'll have to look into that. But yeah, some cool stuff they have that you can rent or free rent.
Yeah, plus they have museum passes.
Yes. Yeah.
There's so much out there for people for like different activity
Yeah.
levels, and a lot of it, and most of it, is like free.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is wonderful.
After all
Really it
these years,
is.
I'm hooking my wagon right to that library.
Yes.
Because they got some great stuff
Better
going on
than
down
buying books.
Right? Oh my gosh, right? They also have magazines. I'm a magazine junkie, you know, if you want a mag. It's so great. So great. So feel free to support them. They do a great job.
They sure do.
They have their adult book club. It's Wednesday, February 15th at 2 o'clock, and that's at the library. So that's an off-site support thing that we do. On Wednesday, February 8th at noon, I have the director of the Massachusetts Wildlife and Fishery Department coming down to talk about the various things that they do with our wildlife and fisheries and when they load things and how the environment is impacting things. Basically, a little bit of everything that they do through the wildlife and fishery. So they're coming with brochures and all kinds of information. So if you like to hunt or fish, or maybe you just like to go out and do some walks and whatnot, you have questions about nature or maybe what they're doing with the environment, come to that. So that's Wednesday, February 8th at noon. It should be a really nice program. So on Tuesday, February 21st, at noon, it's going to be a lunch and learn. It's going to be a very light lunch, like a finger sandwich and some chips. It's not, a big full-on lunch. And it's with an attorney, a local attorney here in town, Jennifer Gavelitz. And she is related to our very good friend, Denise Miner.
I thought so.
Yes, yep. So she's going to come down and talk a little bit about real estate, selling houses, and talking about wills and trusts and all that stuff. So if you have any questions, or you just want to come down and listen to what she has, see some of the flyers, she's going to do that lunch and learn. That's Tuesday, February 21st.
I've used her, and she's tremendous.
Yeah, she's good. She's good. We have a lot of local decent attorneys, and she is certainly one of them. And she, the last time we had her was pre-pandemic, and she did a wonderful job of having a Q&A. So feel free to come down and take part in that. Ask questions, or I'm sure after the lunch and learn, she will talk to you one-on-one. You don't have to hire her. She's just there for you to bounce some questions off of. On Wednesday, February 22nd, at 11 o'clock, we have Sutton Fire coming down. They're doing a presentation. So it's fire safety for seniors. And they might have some free goodies. So that should be a nice program. I think, again, it's very important that we attend this and that we tape it and we put it out there. For so many reasons, because the fire department does offer some wonderful programs that I'm more than certain that our retired one over here started many, many moons ago. So it's a great program. It's been a while again since we've had it, so feel free to come down and learn about senior fire safety. So that's at 11 o'clock. We've got a movie right after that, right on the heels of that, and it's called Doggone, and that's at 1 o'clock. Looks like it might be a tearjerker. It's a true story, apparently. So bring a box of tissues. I might have tissues there, but anyway. And when you come to the movies, I think it's fairly comfortable. It's a big screen, good sound, because we have that sound bar, and you're getting like a lot of snacks, popcorn, drinks.
Oh, you get a lot of snacks.
Right, right. Some it's a little bit of everything. It's like a poo-poo platter.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they just keep coming.
Right. Whatever we have, we're putting it out. So, it's a nice time. Bring your friends down. Hey, it's free. You get to see a movie. Not everybody has Netflix or Prime or Peacock or all these other places, all these other things. So we try to offer things from those services. And Tuesday, February 28th at noon, we have Glory, the therapy dog, coming down. So this will get a little bit more press than it did pre-press. So come down. It is the pastor from the church over here. Actually, no, I'm not lying to you. It's from the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit.
That's right. Forgot.
And she has a beautiful dog named Glory, and she loves treats, apparently, and snuggles. She is a legitimate therapy dog, and I think it's just a nice opportunity for you to come down, have a cup of coffee, hang out. You have something to entertain you. So come on down and hang out with Glory, the therapy dog, and the pastor that's over at Holy Spirit Church.
Will Glory be coming periodically?
Yeah, I think I'm going to make that if it takes off.
Taking Benny's job?
Yeah, poor Benny.
Benny's going to be 13 in March.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Getting rather up there. And,
Age. Yeah, and cranky.
And weight while
running the house.
Yeah, right, well.
Even more so now than what he used to.
I missed Glory the last time, and I think I have to miss Glory the 28th because I have
She's
She's
gonna
such a
come.
busy lady.
Right.
I have a very important dental appointment that day, so.
Right.
Oh, my word. Anyway.
Glory on a pretty regular basis actually attends church services.
Oh, really?
And she's a thoroughly trained therapy dog, and she just kind of lays there. She
Lays there.
She's not running around doing anything, and says hi to people. You know, give her stretches.
Right.
You know.
What type of a dog is she? Because when I go to church, I see somebody with a therapy dog in there.
Is she a golden retriever? A little bit?
She's a golden. She's not a thoroughbred.
Yeah,
she's
she
a
might be a-
mix.
Oh,
She's a good-sized
they're the
dog.
best,
She's about
yeah.
like this. And she's literally been trained, and apparently there's a whole, this is a generational situation in that she's not the first, in her
In her line?
in the line to be doing this. So they've been.
So her mother and grandmother worked?
Yeah, they've done the same thing.
They're working for treats.
It's a family tradition.
Totally laid back.
Yeah.
You figure most dogs are, what's going on here, there, and everywhere. Nah, I'm just going to lay here.
Yep. Yep.
And she does go with different people, in the congregation. From
Nice.
some Sundays she might go with somebody else, and she just kind of lays there with them as opposed to her family. Kind of a unique situation.
There is a lot of research, a lot of support out there about animals and blood pressure with anybody, not just necessarily seniors.
Stress.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
it sounds silly, but hey, come on down and hang out with the dogs. And if you have a dog out there in TV land that has shots and is well behaved, we do have some treats available if you want to come and visit us. We love scratching under ears and whatnot and belly
I
rubs.
guess.
They don't yell at you.
Right. So, that is what we have coming up.
Do you have anything on outreach,
I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
on treasurer's report?
Yep. That's on the back page here.
How's your solar doing?
Honestly, our bills have been a little bit lower, so maybe not as low as they should be, but
No snow
right.
to cover them up.
So they've been a little bit more acceptable than they have been in the past. That's for sure.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? Anything to do with the treasurer's report?
I'm waiting for spring.
You and me both.
Nothing? All right, we'll move on to the Friends report. I would just like to take a few minutes, as usual, concerning the December 10th, the holiday market that we had. Actually, it was so much more than I thought it would be. I thought the response was really good, the people that showed up. Money-wise, it doesn't really, you can't compare it to Chain of Lights because Chain of Lights was town-wide. But considering that we had, I kind of call it our own Chain of Lights, yes. But it's something that was well-received. We did make a really good profit. We got some real good feedback. And I really want to thank everybody who supported that, whether they gave us donations, whether they showed up, if they came down, they wanted to try what we have, the soup and the sandwiches and stuff. And really, last but not least, I sincerely thank the volunteers who worked that day. They worked, they stuck right with us, and it was really quite busy a few times there, but it was really good. So thank you, everybody, for however you supported us. Thank you very much.
And you need to take a pat in the back, too.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's that's kind of my hobby, fun thing. I enjoy doing things like that.
Keep up
So
the good
anyway,
work.
it was fun. Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, is there anything else? Does anybody have anything they want to discuss or ask? Michelle? No? Then we will adjourn the meeting at 10:03. 10 something. Meeting adjourned. Okay.
They feel like they can make a good